you've hit on one of the most critical, yet often overlooked, foundations of true financial well-being, the emergency fund. It's not glamorous, it won't make you rich overnight, but it is undeniably the bedrock upon which all other financial success is built. Let's expand on this vital concept and explore why it's your first, most powerful step towards financial freedom. Financial stability doesn't start with aggressive investing strategies, day trading, or even the highly celebrated goal of paying off your mortgage early. While these are certainly laudable financial milestones, they come much later in the journey. Before any of that, before you can even dream of true wealth accumulation or early retirement, there's one foundational, non-negotiable step: establishing your emergency fund. This fund isn't just a good idea, it's your essential buffer, your personal financial firewall, standing between life's inevitable curveballs and absolute financial disaster. Think of it as your financial superhero, quietly waiting in the wings, ready to leap into action when chaos strikes. Life is unpredictable. We all know this, yet many of us live as if adverse events only happen to other people. A sudden car repair that runs into thousands of dollars. An unexpected medical bill after a trip to the emergency room. A layoff from a job you thought was secure. A broken appliance that needs immediate replacement. A sudden urgent flight to visit an ailing family member. These aren't hypothetical scenarios, they are common occurrences that can derail even the most carefully constructed household budget. If you don't have a cushion, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, these common mishaps instantly transform into full-blown financial crises. A car repair means missing work, which means lost income, which means an inability to pay rent, and suddenly you're in a terrifying downward spiral. This is where the emergency fund steps in. It's not about being pessimistic, it's about being prepared. It allows you to navigate these inevitable storms without resorting to high-interest credit cards, taking out predatory loans, or begging family and friends for help. It preserves your dignity and prevents a temporary setback from becoming a long-term catastrophe. The idea of saving thousands of euros can feel overwhelming, especially if you're currently struggling. This is precisely why so many people never start. They look at the mountain and decide it's too high to climb. But here's the liberating truth: start small. Even $500 is infinitely better than zero. Imagine your car breaks down and the repair bill is $400. If you have $500 saved, that's an inconvenience, a minor hiccup. If you have $0, that's a crisis. You're suddenly forced to choose between fixing your car to get to work or paying for food. That initial $500 acts as your first line of defense, a psychological and financial safety net that catches many of life's smaller tumbles. It proves to yourself that you can save, that you can take control. This initial win is crucial for building momentum and confidence. Once you've hit that initial $500 target, you've proven the concept. Now, it's time to build. Your next goal should be to save 1 month of essential living expenses. Calculate what you absolutely need to survive for a month: rent/mortgage, basic groceries, utilities, essential transportation, and minimum debt payments. This isn't about luxuries, it's your bare-bones survival budget. Hitting this 1-month milestone is a significant achievement. It means that if you lost your job today, you have 30 days to figure things out without immediately panicking. This breathing room is invaluable for clear thinking and effective job searching. After 1 month, the ultimate goal for most people is to build up 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses. For some, especially those with variable income, commission-based jobs, or a single-income household, even 9 to 12 months might be a more prudent target. The exact amount depends on your personal circumstances, job security, and risk tolerance. A good rule of thumb: the less stable your income, or the harder it would be to find a new job quickly in your field, the more months you should aim for. Imagine the peace of mind that comes with knowing you could lose your job and still cover all your necessities for half a year. That's not just financial security, that's true freedom. Freedom from fear, freedom to make rational decisions, and freedom to negotiate better terms or find the right next opportunity, rather than being forced into the first opportunity. Building an emergency fund isn't rocket science, but it does require intentionality and discipline. Here's a practical guide to making it happen. This step is critical. Do not keep your emergency fund in your everyday checking account. Why? Because it's too easy to accidentally spend it. It blends in with your regular money, and before you know it, that emergency cash has been spent on something non-essential. Open a separate, dedicated high-yield savings account. Look for online banks that offer competitive interest rates. While the interest earned on an emergency fund won't make you rich, every little bit helps, and online banks typically offer significantly better rates than traditional brick-and-mortar banks. The key is to keep it accessible, but not too easy to dip into. An online savings account that takes a day or two to transfer money back to your checking can provide just enough friction to prevent impulse spending, while still being readily available when a true emergency strikes. This money isn't for new phones, fancy dinners, or last-minute vacations. It's solely for the moments when you need financial stability the most, when real life happens. One of the most powerful strategies in personal finance is automation. Life gets busy, willpower ebbs and flows, and good intentions often fall by the wayside. By automating your savings, you remove the decision-making process and ensure consistent progress. Set up a weekly or bi-weekly automatic transfer from your checking account to your dedicated emergency fund savings account. Start with whatever you can afford, even if it's just $10, $25, or $50 per payday. The amount might seem insignificant at first, but here's the magic: over time, it adds up. And just as importantly, it builds a powerful habit and reinforces your commitment to your financial well-being. Think of it like planting a tree. You don't see massive growth day by day, but after months and years of consistent watering, that small sapling becomes a mighty oak. Your consistent, automated deposits, however small, will steadily grow your emergency fund into a robust financial fortress. To accelerate your emergency fund growth, especially in the beginning, look for small corners you can cut. These aren't about drastic, painful sacrifices, but rather intentional shifts in your spending habits. Brew coffee at home. That daily $3 to $5 coffee habit adds up to $60 to $100 a month, or $720 to $1,200 a year. Redirecting even half of that to your emergency fund makes a tangible difference. Cancel unused subscriptions. Go through your bank statements and identify any streaming services, gym memberships you don't use, or apps you rarely open but still pay for. These are silent money drains. Sell what you don't use. Look around your home. Do you have old electronics, clothing, books, or furniture collecting dust? Platforms like eBay, Facebook Marketplace, or local consignment shops can turn clutter into cash for your emergency fund. Meal prep. Eating out frequently is a huge budget killer. Planning and preparing meals at home, even for just a few days a week, can save hundreds of euros a month. Reevaluate impulse buys. Before clicking add to cart or grabbing something off the shelf, pause and ask yourself, do I truly need this, or can this money go towards my peace of mind? These small sacrifices or mindful choices today aren't really sacrifices at all, they are strategic investments. They buy you invaluable peace of mind tomorrow. They shift your mindset from mindless consumption to intentional creation of security. Once your emergency fund is in place, truly funded to that 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses, something profound happens that extends far beyond the numbers in your bank account. The constant low-grade anxiety that plagues so many people disappears. That knot in your stomach when you hear an unusual noise from your car, or when the phone rings with an unknown number, begins to loosen. You understand that life will still throw challenges your way, but you now have the resources to meet them head-on, without spiraling into panic. This emotional shift is perhaps the greatest benefit of all. You gain the freedom to simply live without the omnipresent dread of what if. No longer are you confined by the tyranny of the paycheck. You have breathing room, literal space in your budget and your mind. This newfound control empowers you to make proactive, thoughtful decisions instead of reactive, desperate ones. You can finally say no to things that don't serve you, a job offer that pays more but drains your soul, an investment opportunity that feels too risky, or even a pushy salesperson. You have the power to choose, because you're no longer operating from a position of weakness. Before the emergency fund, your financial planning likely extended only as far as your next payday. Survival was the goal. But with your emergency fund secured, a new horizon opens up. You now have the freedom to think long-term. Investing, you can start investing for your future, knowing that your immediate needs are covered. You can take calculated risks with your investments because your safety net is intact. Debt payoff, you can accelerate debt repayment with newfound confidence, knowing unexpected expenses won't force you back into borrowing. Career changes, you can explore a career change, go back to school, or start a side business with less pressure, knowing you have months of expenses covered. This allows for growth and pursuing passions. Major life goals, saving for a down payment on a home, funding your children's education, planning for a comfortable retirement, these grander goals become tangible and achievable. This isn't just a smart financial move, it's a profound mental and emotional shift. It's your first true step out of scarcity and into abundance. It's your first line of defense against financial setbacks, and your very first, most tangible taste of real financial freedom. If you've been living paycheck to paycheck, feeling overwhelmed by financial anxiety, or simply unsure where to begin your journey to financial peace, let this be your wake-up call. Start with the emergency fund. It's the most impactful step you can take today for a more secure and empowered tomorrow. Don't wait for a crisis to realize its importance. Be proactive. Be intentional. Be free. Subscribe now, hit that follow button, and join thousands of others who've already decided to break free financially. Let's build a community of financially empowered individuals, starting with this essential foundation.